Sugar babies, that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, and specifically the 3 signs she might be a sugar baby. And look, I don't know what your dating experience has been, but as an older guy, you start to attract a lot of younger women. And when they find out what you do, or in general, just the way you look, that might signal to them that you've got some money, that you're a professional, and you're just naturally going to attract some sugar babies. So I'm gonna get into these 3 things, these 3 signs to tell pretty much right away whether there's a high chance she's a sugar baby. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane, I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right, woof, look, I did a video, I'm not sure if you've seen it, and I'll post a link in the description of what I learned from being a sugar daddy for 1 year. And it has its place, right? I don't mind helping out women once I establish a relationship, because you never know when they might need some help with certain things. And if you're making good income, why not, right? And you want to help them out in their life because, and by the way, the younger the woman, the more chances that she's still either in school, she's got all this debt from school, she's just trying to get her career started, she's living paycheck to paycheck, that's just in general. So you might be thinking, okay, Silver Bachelor, so what kind of women do you date? Well, I tell you, most of the women I'm going out on dates with are under 35, and I'll tell you the main reason why. The main reason is because ideally, I don't want to date single mothers. And it's nothing against the single mother being a mother, but rather it just makes things more complicated, okay? Way more complicated. I don't have children, and I like when I'm dating, sometimes they stay over at my place and we do things, we're spontaneous. You just don't have that. I also don't want to be responsible for someone else's children. There's layers to this. So there's exceptions that I will date a single mother, but in general, I don't want to date single mothers. And I'm telling you, women over 35, I would say 85% of women over 35 have children. So way less options for women that are more so-called age appropriate. That I do like women in their 40s. I won't date a woman older than me, but most times she's under 35. And so that in general will attract more sugar babies. Sugar babies are typically in their 20s up into the later 20s, right? So how do you know? What are the 3 signs? Number 1, well, she's young and she's hot, okay? Just putting it right out there. If the woman is young and she's hot, woo, she has options, bro, like major options. And let me just share a quick story with you on that. I was at a restaurant bar sitting with a buddy, and we were having a conversation with the bartender about dating, and specifically Bumble, and how dating apps are basically useless and a waste of your time. A woman sitting beside me heard the conversation. She was in her early 30s, overweight woman, not super overweight, but she was more on the curvy, thick side, average looking, right? I asked her, I'm like, look, are you on Bumble? She said, yes. And I said, okay, how long have you been on Bumble? She said, 90 days. And I said, okay, well, just out of curiosity, how many likes or requests have you had on Bumble? 5,800. 5,800 likes, or men that want to match with her over 90 days. That's like over 60, if I have my math correct, over 60 per day. 60 per day. Holy shit. Wow. I mean, look, I don't consider myself a goddess, a Chad, but I think I'm at least average to above average in looks, right? And yes, I'm an older guy and all these things, but all these factors. Guess how many, when I was using Bumble, guess how many likes, requests I would get in a week, just to show you comparison. Okay, you're probably coming up with a number. Well, I would say maybe maximum 3 to 5. 3 to 5 per week for a guy that looks like me. And look, I'm in pretty decent shape, right? You can see from, right? I take care of myself. I look pretty good. I'm a professional. I make good money. I have social status, all these things. 3 to 5 a week. She's average looking, 32. She's getting 60 per day, man. So imagine. My point is, if she's hot and younger, That 60 is now ballooning to probably hundreds per day. So she has options. Oh man, young hot women have options, guys. Like you would not believe. They are choosing the creme de la creme. But there's one exception, and that is what's most important to her, because she can have sex with anyone she wants pretty much, right? You know what's most important to her? Money. That's what I've learned. I've learned that from being a sugar daddy myself and dating younger women. They are kind of desperate. They are not making much money. They're not. They're broke pretty much. Any woman you see on her profile, she says she's a model. Yeah, she's broke. She's not making any money from that 99% of the time, right? These women, like I said, they are in school, they finished school, they got a lot of debt, and they're just getting by. So you come along. You don't even have to be a Chad. You don't even have to be spectacular looking. You come along and you offer something that very few men offer, and that is helping her out with certain things. And you might be thinking right away, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh man, come on, Silver Bachelor. You're just seen as an ATM machine. Well, you know what? You just see her for sex. There's no difference, right? You're both using each other for mutual benefit, right? Okay, yes, it's not good to start. That's why I'm not a sugar daddy anymore. I tried it because I don't like that. I don't like to feel like I'm just an ATM machine. She doesn't give a shit about me. But at the end of the day, I'm just calling a spade a spade. You're both using each other. You're using her for her looks, for her beauty, for sex. She's using you for your money if you've got money, okay? Because I'm telling you, if you don't have anything else to offer her other than financial assistance, the chances of you as an older guy in North America, I'm talking, dating a young, hot woman is pretty unlikely, all right? And I'm just saying this from a guy who's been on hundreds of first dates. I was married before, and I know all about this game, okay? Women are looking for security and they're looking for financial assistance. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, but they're looking for some help. So that's number one. Number two, this one is a big, big one. And number two is I'm gonna talk about the 5 love languages right now. And you guys, if you haven't heard it, you've been living under a rock. You need to memorize what these 5 love languages are, right? The 5 love languages are gifts, time, service, physical attention, and words, okay? Gifts, time, service, physical attention, physical touch, and words, right? So before I even go out on a first date, typically I will ask them, hey, what would you say are your top 3 love languages? And the woman will tell me. Every woman knows what her top 3 love languages are. Every woman knows about the 5 love languages. Every one of them does. And as an older guy, you need to be aware of them as well. Specifically, which ones apply to you that you want to receive. So what I'm looking for when she says the top 3 is I'm looking for, is she going to say that gifts are her number 1 or number 2? If she says gifts are number 1 or number 2 and what she likes to receive as a love language, I'm out, because she's most likely a sugar baby, right? When sugar babies want money, they want gifts. And so that's how I can tell. That's the number 2 way I can tell she's a sugar baby, if gifts are in her top 1 or 2 love languages. Number 3 is naturally she's into older guys, right? So none of these things are exactly perfect, but the gifts, if she's young and hot, I know, okay, right? She's probably, there's a higher chance she's a sugar baby or she's interested in that lifestyle. But number 2 is the biggest one, I would say, if she says gifts are her number 1 or number 2 in her love languages, right? Obviously, if she's into older guys. So let me tell you a quick story to finish this video. One time I met this woman, dating app, young, hot. She did have children, but I gave her a pass because she was so beautiful, right? You might be thinking, Silver Bachelor, why would you do that? Well, okay, hey, all of us will fall for this when she's beautiful. You make all these exceptions, right? So I DJ for fun. And it was like 3 weeks, we just couldn't connect in our schedules. And then so she saw a post on my Instagram. She said, oh, cool, you're DJing at this restaurant. Can I come and join you? And I thought it was amazing. It actually was a fantastic first date. She came over. She sat beside me while I was DJing that night. It was super cute. And so then she's like, when's your birthday? And I said, well, my birthday is next weekend. And she said, what? My birthday's next weekend too. And I was like, no way. And so I said, we should do something. And so she said, yes. So to keep the short story short, what happened is by Wednesday, she said, do you mind if I plan the day for us on Saturday and Sunday? How do you feel about that? And I'm like, okay, what am I agreeing to, right? So she goes ahead and she plans a couples massage. Oh, and I said, look, there's only one thing. It's Saturday's my birthday, but there's a boxing match on. I think it was Tyson Fury and Usyk fighting that night or something. And I said, look, I really want to see that fight, but I tell you what, we can go out earlier and you can watch the fight with me in the club lounge. I live in this apartment building and they have a huge TV up on the rooftop, and I wanted to make sure she felt safe and I wasn't inviting her back to my place right away. So I said, look, we can go up to the rooftop, watch the fight with some other residents in the building. And she's like, okay, cool. So she booked a couples massage. She said, oh, then we can go out for dinner and then watch the fight. And then the next day we can go out for dinner again. So at first I was like, who the hell is paying for all this? And I was like, couples massage? I haven't really had any massages before. So I researched this, and I live in Atlanta, and I realized, holy fuck, each massage, each person is $150 plus tip. We're talking like $400 just for couples massage. And I only went out with her once. And right away I was like, oh boy, how do I change plans? This plus dinner. Like, we're talking a lot of money here. So then I'm like, I didn't say anything to her right away. And I thought, how do I change plans? Because I don't want to spend that kind of money on somebody I don't even really know yet. And then she dropped some bombs. And then she goes, this is like Thursday. And she says, oh, for Saturday, when we go out for dinner, how do you feel about buying me this dress? She sends me a link to this dress. And the dress wasn't like a lot of money, but still it was like $150. And now I'm getting kind of pissed off. I'm like, oh boy. So then I said, look, the dress probably not gonna arrive on time, but hey, we're gonna go out for dinner and still have a good time. So I'm sure you'll find something amazing to wear. So then she hits me up on the Friday. Now this is the day before, right? Friday, and she sends me another link, and she goes, look, I've never had roses for my birthday. How do you feel about getting me this on Sunday? And it was this huge basket of roses, like $250 for this. That was it, man. I was like, okay, clearly sugar baby, and clearly this is all she's interested in. And so I bounced. I said, look, this isn't working. And I told her straight up, I was like, look, this is just a turn off with you demanding and asking me all these things. I don't even really know you. So instead of responding and taking it, again, I've mentioned this many times in my videos, constructive criticism or feedback, accountability. Women don't want to be responsible. They don't want to take accountability. And then when you say something and you check their behavior, they are vile and they are nasty. So she blocked me on the phone. She removed me on Instagram, all this stuff. Anyways, so the 3 signs, she might be a sugar baby. Just to recap, she's young and hot. Her love language, her top 2 love languages are gifts. And number 3, she's into older guys. So hope you liked this video. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time, man.